All right, we're playing this into the Follow Up Boss community. So welcome everyone. Hope you're having an awesome Monday. I'm Tristan. We've got Trenton and our special guest, Wade Lester. If you don't know him, he's out of the Atlanta area, just completely opposite ends to me. But who doesn't love Atlanta? We've got a few people out there. So welcome, Wade. You've got a great program called Leadngage, and that works seamlessly with Follow Up Boss. I definitely want you to explain that. But first, can you tell us a little bit about you, how you got into business, and how you created Leadngage?
Absolutely. Thanks, Tristan. So I have been in the real estate business probably 22 years. Got into selling, got my license about 18, 19 years ago, and probably I run a team for probably 6 years. So
Oh,
I have
cool.
learned all the different ins and outs and how to try to be more efficient. And I think as I started with Follow Up Boss, when probably first or second year they came out, and learned about the open API, and that's kind of where I started diving into how can I build things that don't exist, or how can I build things to make things simpler. And I found that, gosh, I just spent more time trying to build cool stuff, which that's pretty much my passion now. So that's pretty much where I ended up today, and there's ramping up and building things these days with no code apps is kind of your prototypes. It
Mhm.
allows you to start things, and get to market a lot faster. So that's
Got
pretty
it.
much how I got here.
With your team, did you have all of the leads flow into Follow Up Boss and then go from there? Is that how it originally worked?
Yeah, yeah.
And
So we
where, what are the lead sources that you were getting or are still getting?
well we a lot of pay per click. We used Ylopo, Real Scout. We did some Facebook. As we know, Facebook is more I call distraction marketing. You're just getting contacts. Um, but mainly just using, Follow Boss is the main CRM to organize everything. But I would say pay per click and sign calls, which I'll show one thing we do with Text for Info sign calls. When we can get back to a market where we have a lot more signs in the ground, are the best leads on the market, in my opinion.
Dude, even when there aren't a lot of signs out there, it's still amazing because people are
Yeah,
driven to what's available. So I like that. Wait, you've got a presentation for us, so let's break it
yeah,
out. Keep going, and we'll
sure. Let
ask
me
you some
jump,
questions.
share my screen real quick, and we'll do this real quick. I made a little slideshow, and it's a good thing I didn't wing it just because today Follow Up Boss went down for a little bit with, I think, AWS or Google went down today. So
Nope,
so here we go here.
I got you.
Yep. So basically, what we've done here is as everybody knows, Follow Boss has integrations, so they allow companies to build embedded apps, which I think is absolutely brilliant. So we're able to build an embedded app on the right side of the contact screen or in the screen inside of Follow Up Boss, and it can also obviously be minimized and everything as well, so it doesn't take up too much real estate when you're not using it. And this just allows us and other companies to be able to build some cool integration. So this is what the embedded app looks like here. Um, and then, oops, there we go. This is just showing some of the features that we have. Um, Basically, these are all the features that we currently have built out. So we're able to utilize action plans in Follow Up Boss to send messages. So as you know, when you write out an action plan in Follow Up Boss, you can write out different campaigns or different, space 3 days and then send messages. To do that via notes. And so one of the reasons that I decided to build this, Tristan, is what you're asking me, is because I actually lost out on a pretty big listing when I got a Google chat. And I am really big on Google My Business with reviews and incoming traffic. And so we
Hmm.
try to really get as many reviews as we can. And I had the Google Messenger app enabled on my Google page, and I got a message from a lead one day, and I didn't get it till like 4 days later when I actually unburied it in my inbox. And so I'd realized that, wait a minute, we have all these different channels that we're on. You know, we've got Facebook, we've got Instagram, we've got Google, LinkedIn, all these different channels. And
Yeah.
if we mainly work and live every day in our CRM, which Follow Boss here, why can I not get all of these here where I don't have to jump around? Because that's where I would miss opportunities. So what I've built here is an omni-channel way to now communicate with text, social DMs. We're also going to do a web chat widget here where we put the web chat widget on the agent's website, so we can now users can now ask questions
Okay.
via web chat, and it all comes into Follow Up Boss. We have text for info, missed call, text back, and call connect. So basically here, I just figured, you know, if the fortune's in the follow-up, why don't we automate it? So with Leadngage, we can now basically trigger on different Follow Up Boss triggers. So for instance, we can send happy birthday text every year on a date-driven trigger. We can do reminder important dates we use with our team, as far as like reminders of due diligence, end dates, stuff like that, with all the different custom fields. We do back to website triggers for new leads. When they come back to the website, we'll set up conditions where if we haven't spoke to them, you know, all the different conditions, let's fire them off a message and just try to re-engage that lead in a conversation. We have a way that when the deal stage changes to closed, we then want to start a cadence of asking for a review. We really want to stay on top of asking for a review, because the whole review thing, as we know, it's kind of like you think about it when you close, but that's the worst time to ask for a review because the client's really busy.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
right
you want
before.
to try to,
Wait, I
yeah,
have a question. Can you go to the
sure.
previous screen just so I can see what it feeds into? So I've got SMS conversation. Is this what we would say as maybe smart plans through SMS? Is this what Lead Engage allows for?
Yes. So
Okay,
action plans, smart plans in Follow Boss. Yes, pretty
got it.
much.
Because I know natively we can't text, we can't create smart plans with text in FUB. So this allows for that. I like that.
Correct.
And
Yeah, and we do it through.
social media messaging. So you're telling me that all of my Instagram chat, Facebook Messenger, I can see within Follow Up Boss because of Lead Engage, or how does that work?
Yes, yes, the DMs and Google. So business accounts only. So not personal accounts. I don't know if they're ever going to open that up, but
Yeah.
hopefully one day they will. But business accounts only. And yeah, they'll come into Follow Up Boss, and you can respond to them in our widget and have a two-way conversation.
Okay,
That's pretty
got it.
cool.
That is pretty cool. I'd never seen that, dude, which I love. Missed
Yeah.
call text back. So if somebody calls this number, they'll get a text back, something along the lines of, "Hey, can I call you back in 20 minutes? I'm busy," type of thing.
Yep, yep. I'll go through
Okay.
it in the slide. I've got an example.
Got it,
Yep.
man. Those are my main questions because I was like, social media messaging, what the? So thank you. All right, continue.
Yeah. So I've gone through the triggers here. This is how it looks for Follow Up Boss users watching this. This would look very familiar to you. This is going to be the actual, on the far left here, this is going to be your automation. It's going to
Okay.
trigger the actual action plan here. Let me move this thing out of my way so I can see. So this is an example of a back to website trigger. So as we know with the Follow Up Boss Pixel, which most all the website providers have, it
Hmm.
will track their activity. So by far, this is probably the number one engaged, message that just says, "Hey man, I'm seeing you back on the website." You know, whatever. Try to engage them. And so once you set your conditions in, then it will trigger. And so as you see in the center of the screen here, this is the message that goes out. This is a note. As soon as the note converts to a SMS, then it turns into an SMS and goes in the conversation side here. So it only stays a note until it fires. And if you'll notice here that I have a command code, each one of our notes have a command code. And so we give the users a cheat sheet of the command code. So for instance, right here, anything with a bracket means it goes within business hours only. So bracket HR is a 1 hour delay from the time the lead comes in or the time the lead was back on the website.
Okay.
This gives, and you can change this to 15 minutes, whatever you want to do based on the lead source, that if new lead comes in, we want to do a 15-minute delay, not instant, so it sounds robotic. Let's give it a 15-minute delay. Let's do a forced call connect, which I'll show in a minute, to the
Okay.
assigned agent and give the agent time to reach them before the message goes out. So these command codes here, you can schedule them. Like this one says 11 a.m. It's obviously going to go out every day around 11-ish. It won't be on the dot. It'll be in a queue. So 3 p.m., et cetera, et cetera. So you just scatter out your messages to the leads. And as we know, we only have this much real estate to reach a lead on their phone these days. And so if your message starts here, probably within an hour, it's gone out of their screen.
Got it.
So we have to catch that lead at the time of the day when they're looking at their phone. So that's why I want to scatter them. One day I want to do morning, one day I want to do evening, one day I want to do middle of the day. So that's how sending the drip text works that way there. And then all the logs are here where you can, where they respond, et cetera, et cetera.
I have
Got
a
it.
question. If someone someone visits in the last 25 days, or that was more than, and then they come back at that same time period later on, do you guys send them the same messages, or are they different messages at that point?
It would be a
since they've
different message. Yeah, it would be a different message. You can change it up, but you would definitely want to put a larger gap in between because you don't want to do it every time they come back. Like just if I haven't talked to them, if that doesn't exceed these stages, et cetera. Yeah.
Excellent.
So in our embedded app here, or in our embedded widget, as you see on the screen here, we also have a delayed functionality. So this is when you do reach the lead and they say, hey, Wade, thanks for calling, whatever, follow back up with me in a few months. It's usually a few months or in the future, right? So typically what we would do is make a task. Well, I would go back and look at my task. I'd have 500 tasks because I was not checking them off. So what we do here is we're going to go ahead and pre-schedule the message, snooze the message, if you will, and for 60 days in the future. And I'm going to pre-write the message. I'm going to snooze it. And what will happen is 3 days before the message goes out, which it will only go out Monday through Friday between 9 and 6, it'll text you and email you 3 days in advance and say, reminder, you're getting ready to, text John Jones in 3 days. And it'd be like, oh, I already talked to John. He called me back or whatever. Then you can delete the queue.
Easy.
So at least there's a way that we can, delete it and stuff like that in the future.
Okay.
So that's that. And then this is what a social DM would look like in Follow Up Boss. So
that's what I wanted to see.
Yeah. So not everybody connects all of them because it depends. I guess it's the channel you're most active. If you're posting houses and doing lots of posts, this will get engagement, or your friends, family, or somebody that sees your page wants to ask about a house. So basically, yeah, it just comes in as a note currently right now in Follow Up Boss because we don't have a phone number associated with them. So we can't put it in a conversation. It comes in as a note. You then go over to your widget and you choose the channel that it came in, and then you're back and forth in your conversation. Just that simple.
And then does it also tie in the name for who it is when it's coming through, or do we have to add that ourselves?
It comes in as the name. It does come in as
Dude,
the
I
name.
love it. I love this, man. This is really cool because then we can we can bring them in as a contact and prompt whatever we want on this one. This is super cool. Wait, you in the previous screen and at the beginning, I saw ask.ai. I don't know that I'd seen that. What?
Yeah, so I think that's next. Let's see here. Oh, no, I'm gonna jump on this real quick. This is the chat widget. I'll do the Ask AI because I've got to slide down. This is the chat widget just to make sure that we bring all these conversations in, right? Any channel that we can have, I want to make sure that we bring them into Follow Up Boss. So this is just a simple, we have 2 widgets. This is our standard widget, and we have an advanced one. Basically, the standard one just pops up, says, hey, I'm down here if you need me. And this is what we see for my team. We see people that have found you on Google and they don't want to call you. They just want a quick way to ask a question. Usually it's a real estate question. We say that we do home appraisals on one of our Google's things, and we get a lot of chats in that say, I want a home value, stuff like that. So that's how the web chat works. And with the web chat, it's not a live chat. It just gets their number and then connects you over SMS. So when this message comes in to Follow Up Boss, you can actually, it'll say, like you see here in the example, it'll say web chat. So we tag the channel that it comes in on.
Question for you.
Is,
on that
sorry,
social, if we go back a slide before that one for the social media one real quick.
Yes, sir.
Can these chats be routed to a specific agent or ISA, or is it just the agent that is integrated with that social account?
So great question. It is currently the master account owner's social account. We are we are working on being able to add multiple social accounts, but this is probably geared more towards either the individual agent that just wants to connect or the team social accounts. So what'll happen is it'll go in the master, it'll engage the master agent, whoever that is, and if they assign it to another agent, then that person has it. So whoever the assigned person is gets the chat.
Okay, so hold on that. Wait, because if everything's coming in through me, because I'm the rainmaker and my main account is too, once I've got the conversation going and let's say I'm done, can I assign that contact over to Trenton on the team?
Correct. So
and then they can see everything as well, even though it was on my Instagram.
Yes, only this conversation.
Dude, I love
But I
this.
respond to that Instagram, correct? I would then need to initiate some type of text or call.
Yeah.
So since we are kind of embedded in and not external, we don't have to map additional users. So with our product, we don't care how many users you have, 1 or 10,000, doesn't matter. It all works just like Follow Boss. Whoever the assigned agent is sees that conversation, and you can still be a collaborator, Tristan, or hand it off totally.
I love it. Dude, this is good. This alone, listen, Wade, this alone would be worth it for us. This is really cool.
Let's do it. So the same with the text messages as well. You just hand it off. So we have one number that gets handed off from agent to agent to agent. So this is our engagement widget. This is just an advanced chat widget, if you will, that allows you to have more customization. And what I like about this is when a new lead comes to your website, this screen on the left will actually pop up and ring a doorbell, a noise to get their attention. And then the video will start playing. And my video just says, hey, my name's Wade. I'm down here. I want to put a face with the name. Just gives a little personalization to your website. And then we build these widgets to map the theme of your website. And the agents can choose to just think of it as a link tree. You can have as many links as you want on the widget. We do our blogs. I do market video thoughts on here. And the cool thing about this is every link opens in the widget. It does not take them away from the website. It stays in the widget. So I would say 80% of our users like this because it's kind of engaging and tries to prompt them to use the widget. So
very cool.
All right. So then the text for info is probably one of my favorites, Tristan, is because I have a lot of agents say they prefer QR codes, and I like the text for info because we can actually collect their information. Text for info has been around for a long time, but I was able to just build it to where it just triggers on a code or a keyword. So it works very simple. The lead pulls up to the listing. They see the text for info sign. There's no flyers anymore, so they just pull their phone out without thinking, and they want instant information. That's all we're doing. So the agent can designate whether they want a code or a word. They can assign a code to every listing they have, like they do their lock boxes, or they can do one code for all their listings. And basically all it does is it just adds a tag to Follow Up Boss for that exact code they text in. And then we take it from there and Follow Up Boss. Tag is this, run action plan X. And then you send the message to the lead. You're not expecting a reply because they think it's going to be an automated, which it is. And then you can set, a follow-up in 3 days to call, text, etc. Yeah. So
I love it.
That works really well. This is probably one of our most favorite features here.
It makes sense that it is.
Yeah, it's all intertwined here. So we had to add this thing called Call Connect because we were getting to where agents are having lots of conversations with leads, but then having to call them on another number. So as we know that when you are texting with a lead, their phone call pretty much marks you as a trusted source because you're having a conversation. So what'll happen is when you're having a text conversation with that lead, you will then just click the Call Connect button and it will call the lead from the same number, which we give every agent their own marketing Leadngage number that they own. And so it doesn't matter who the agent is. Call Connect is a cell bridge. You click the button, it rings the assigned agent.
Mm-hmm.
The whisper message says, this is a Zillow lead. It's interested in ABC. Press 1 to connect to John Smith. So, and we do all that with custom fields.
So as soon as a lead comes through, let's say Trenton and I have Facebook lead ads. One comes through into Follow Up Boss. Instead of it just sitting there and getting into the smart plan automation, this automatically dials the agent and then call connects them and says, hey, you're getting a Facebook lead. We're going to ring it for you. Is that the idea or am I wrong?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I love this. Trenton, we would totally use this.
I know, right?
This is good.
So right now, all we do is we just trigger a function in a note, which then rings Twilio and rings the agent. But what we're working on is figuring out a way to force call follow up the agents. So we can do the initial call right now, but what I want to do next is basically try to call the lead 15 times over the next 30 days or whatever. And then, but those calls have to be scheduled. So if your lead gen time is at 10 a.m. and you're going to be able to answer your phone at 10 a.m., the system will automatically force call the agent to connect them with the lead. And then we'll be able to, as team leaders, be able to go back and try to see the answer rates, try to see the reporting on that.
Got it. Question, wait on this. If somebody doesn't pick up, does it round robin and go to the next agent automatically? Or does it keep on trying to ring this agent later? Or does it just stop? What happens?
Right now, it'll just ring the assigned agent. So
okay.
if the agent changes, it'll ring the new agent. So you could do all that inside of Follow Up Boss.
Got it. Okay, good. And then Joe has another great question. The Leadngage number is different from the assigned FUB number or not?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
And unfortunately, that's the number one question we get. And so the way I say this is the people only know the number you're talking to them on. So for new incoming leads, you would establish that automated, try to get them to engage, and then you can stay on that number, or you can hand them off once they convert it to a client, or you can leave them there. It doesn't really matter. So it's just pretty much what number you introduce them on. But it is a separate number. Yeah. Cool. Okay, so
Joe's good questions today. Good job, Joe. Hold on. Wait.
Sure,
Claudia's got a question for you. Will you be able to email these out to everyone who, the presentation to everyone who showed up?
Absolutely. Yeah, sure.
Excellent. There you go, Claudia. All right, continue.
So when a lead or when you call a lead and you miss them, they call you back and you miss them, we all hate phone tag. So the missed call trigger is basically just going to trigger a missed call text back that you can customize to try to acknowledge you missed the call. And if it's a quick question or whatever, you can just engage them over text. So I hate phone tag. And so we use this a lot. So currently, right now, my phone rings. If I don't answer it, it goes to my office, and if she doesn't answer it, it goes to missed call text back during business hours, and after hours, it just goes to missed call text back, or they can leave a message. So that's how that works.
And does
Um,
that text go out immediately, or is that another one where you set up a little parameter so that it gives it maybe 3 minutes, 5 minutes?
It's pretty much immediate. Yeah, we can on the back end, we can change that a little bit if we need to, but I would say probably within half a minute it goes out. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And so,
pretty good.
Tristan, this is what you're asking me about. This is just something we're playing around with here.
Yeah, what is
So everybody knows ChatGPT. We all know this AI thing is really cool. It does some cool stuff and it really helps us out. So we were able to connect with if the agent has an OpenAI key, basically we just connect to their OpenAI account. And what we're going to do is, instead of having to leave Follow Up Boss, we can query ChatGPT for anything we want. And so I've got some agents with massive teams, and they're getting different languages coming in. So you can just use this to translate. Use it to translate. It came in Spanish. We don't know what it says. It translated, and they can just use this to translate back and forth. We can use it to draft emails, write blogs, listing descriptions, the whole 9 yards.
And
So
does
it's
this
just
little section right there, does that live within Follow Up Boss inside of the screen?
It does. It's actually inside of notes. So
Oh,
you can actually use this inside a contact record if you need help with doing something with that contact. Help me write a listing description for this particular seller, or you can create a contact
cool.
called Ask.ai in your Follow Up Boss just for general queries.
And
Yeah.
you guys would connect our ChatGPT API into Follow Up Bosses so it works?
Yes. Yes.
That's cool. Trenton, that's pretty cool.
Right?
I like that.
So this is in beta right now. It was just something that was like, hey, you know what? API, let's just try it. And it was pretty simple. So where I'm going with this is what I'm gonna do with this is basically have the AI conduct the outgoing messages so they're not all canned. So we're going to use this to create the drip message, but we're going to have it reword the message for every contact, if you will. So it's not all the same, and pretty much try to do it on autopilot is what we're going to try to do with this, in the Follow Up Boss notes. So that's kind of where we're going. That's a little bit down the road. But yeah, that's pretty much it right now, Tristan. We've got
Dude, this is great.
got some cool stuff that we're working on. Just trying to, we've had some questions about being able to snooze messages for an exact date and time. We are testing conversation AI right now with a few companies that do rental leads at a high volume, and then we'll be moving them into buyer leads as well as we kind of perfect those use cases. So I know it's out there. I know it's working. I know other companies are highly successful using it, but it'll be one of those things that you can add on if you like it, or not if you don't. So
Yeah, I like this. Trenton,
cool.
any questions?
Cool.
No?
This was my next question, was to see what was next on your radar as far as what you guys are working on. It's great that you guys are looking into doing the conversation AI, see how that works out. And I think the snooze as SMS is pretty cool too, because what happens if that conversation, you don't want it to continue right then and there, or they say, follow up with me next week or something, and it's like that's a great way to be able to pause that for the later on.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think the AI, we have a lot of people ask us for us, and some people are already using it and don't want it. They want to be able to just get the response and respond manually. So I want to be able to have both options.
I like that. Wade, how do people get a hold of you or take a look at Leadngage more if they want to go deeper?
Yeah, so our website, which our website is right here. They can go to leadngage.com. It's leadngage.com. This will do a video and give them more information here. And and they can reach out to us there. There's my little thing ringing in the bottom corner. So
Awesome.
yeah, and
like
we've
that.
got some sample action plans that they can everybody can kind of open up here to download, stuff like that. And we have a 7-day free trial as well that will allow you to emulate texting, but not actually text until your number's registered.
Okay. Wade, I have separate questions for you, so I'm going to reach out to you after we're done here for like 5 minutes.
Okay.
The thing that impressed me the most, only because we use Instagram a lot, is the Instagram Messenger. That's pretty awesome, man. I know that it's only for the business page, but
Right.
still, that's pretty great. Trenton, here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking as we create lead magnets for the real estate consumer in the future, they can come through, they can request. It's almost going to be like ManyChat, but it stays within Follow Up Boss, right? And then we send those. So that's how I'm thinking it. Wade, what do you think?
Yeah, we actually would like to. So ManyChat is where I need to get some testers for that use ManyChat, because ManyChat is going to basically put the whole conversation in Follow Boss, and then you
Yeah,
can have human takeover.
that's what we want. Okay, good. Wade, I like where you're heading with this, man. I really do. Thank you.
Well, thanks for having me.
Thanks, guys. Trenton, thanks for jumping in and co-hosting. Wade, I'm going to call you right after we're done.
Okay, thanks. See you later.
All
Bye-bye.
right, see ya.